Song? Are we on now? Listen to this. Great song. After 40 years of performing concerts around the world, hit it again. Also made big in the movie Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
That's Rick Springfield. Actor, performer. He was in General Hospital.
Yeah.
Rick Springfield is letting people in on the ups and downs of his incredible life.
Yeah, he's here with his new memoir. It's called Late, Late at Night. So nice to have you here, Rick. So, meanwhile, that song brings back great memories for everybody.
Yeah, it's gone on to had a life of its own. Once I wrote it and recorded it, it's kind of just gone on, and I'm very proud of that, actually.
That's great.
Rick, the news out of this book, some might be surprised to learn that you've suffered from depression. You've been unhappy for vast portions of your life. From the outside, it looks like you have it all.
Well, that was my belief, too, that, I mean, the book opens with me actually trying to kill myself at 17, which I was so down about myself, and I've dealt with it all my life, and believed in the myth of fame, what I call the myth of fame, which is if I can just get successful and make money and have people like me, then I will be healed, and I won't have this issue anymore. And for the first couple of years that was so, because of the rocket ride and the adrenaline and everything. But at one point I realized I was walking around this big house and had money and everything, and started a beautiful family, and the depression came right back. It never leaves, and being successful or getting this girl or that guy or that job doesn't change what's inside you, and that was one of my big moments, was realizing that and knowing that I had to go deeper to heal.
Did your parents ever find out? I know what happened. You actually tried to hang yourself.
I did.
Right?
I was fully committed. I was always the boy who loved monsters, and so I had made guillotines, working guillotines, and I had little gallows with a spring trapdoor. So I knew I was very good at making nooses. I made nooses out of everything. So one morning I was unpopular at school. I was failing school. I was part chemical. I was just felt incredibly ugly. Didn't have any connection with any girls. Was puberty is never kind to anybody, I don't think, and it was especially disrespectful to me. And so I just wanted the pain to stop. So I went out to this backyard shed, and making a noose, and tied it to the crossbeam, and got on the box and kicked the box away, and hung myself, and hanging there for about 20 seconds and going unconscious, and the rope came untied from the beam, and I fell and had a big rope burn around my neck. But it was an awakening for me, that and I say it in the book, which I want to say the whole teen suicide thing is on the news right now, I know, but my boys 21 and 24, they've had a couple of friends who've killed themselves. One was like 12 years old, and in the book I say, you just take a day or a week or a month or a year, things will change, and I found that. I saw that. If I'd ended my life then, I wouldn't have had the life I've had or the amazing family I've got, and things that you gotta, and it's really hard to understand when you're in the grip of this monster,
Rick, when you're famous and your career has had ups and downs, everybody kind of has a sense of how your career is going. They become your judge. And there's a scene in 1979, you're in Glendale, and some woman is like, "What the heck are you doing here? You should be bigger than this." That happens all the time to you.
Yeah. I became known in America in 1972 when I first came over here. I would refer to myself as the original Paris Hilton, because I had one hit, and then they put me in all these teen magazines, and kids would come up to Disneyland and places and ask for my autograph without really being sure exactly what it was I did. Yeah. They just recognized me, And sorry, I get ADD. What did you say?
Well, I mean, everybody
Truly.
becomes a judge and a career coach in a way. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, oh, you're Rick Springfield. I remember you. And what are you doing here? That kind of thing.
Right. So
that colors the book.
Yes, I had a notoriety. I had a certain celebrity all through the 70s, but was viewed as, wow, he had his shot,
Yeah.
And a couple of times a guy, sitting next to me in a club, leaned across and said, "You're Rick Springfield," like 1975. "You're Rick Springfield, right?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You should have gone further, man." And I'm like,
do you want to punch them?
No.
What do you want to do?
Well, I refer to my depression in the third person as Mr. D, and he was laughing his head off. You know, he thought, yeah, you're over, man. And so, you know, I took it in the gut and
Hey, by the way, you did come back. That's before Jesse's Girl.
Yes,
that's
it is before Jesse's Girl.
General
So-
Hospital. I mean,
Yes.
you showed
I
him.
know. Meanwhile, there are great pictures in the book, too. I mean, you have to get the book. It's a really interesting, and we get to understand you and your life a
Yeah,
little bit
and it's
better.
not a rock and roll. The rock and roll life is in there, but it's a life of a human being.
Tell us real quick, where do you live now? Tell us about your family, and what's your day like when you're not promoting a book?
I pretty much work nonstop. Now my kids are out of the house. My kids are 21, 24. I have the most amazing wife. She's the most incredible person I've ever met, and we've been together for 30 years, and through the ups and downs that are certainly listed in
pretty.
there. Yeah, she's amazing. And we live in Malibu, and I've lived there for 25 years, and I traveled all my life. My dad was in the Army, so I was an Army brat, and we moved every 2 years. So it was, when I had kids, I said, we're not moving. So we've been there for 25 years.
So are you doing any book signings in town? while you're
Yeah,
here?
we've done one of Borders.
Yeah. Anything
I
else?
believe. I don't know, am I saying the wrong name? Help me out
Okay,
here.
you know what we'll
Put
do?
it on the website.
We'll put it on our website if you have any kind of book signings coming up in the next few days.
We've done 2 already.
Okay.
There it is, Late at Night by Rick Springfield. Sir, really nice to meet you.
Thank
All
you.
right, good luck with the book.
Congratulations. Continued success.
Thank you.
Coming up on Good Day New York.